information publicity ndo makanganisa vaifanira kunge vapindewo mukati vaita press conference yavo sezvese andagadzira zvese samazuva ese ndokunga majournalist vapinda mukati maona kuti mukati tanga tagadzirira and leadership yedu were ready to receive our leaders with respect, not kuti tingati we are not rude, but we have got a clear position yekuti time leaders vedu vakwanisa kugara pasi vataurirana matambudziko ari MDC hatinakidzwe nekuti vana veZimbabwe varambe vachitambura. Isu mayuthi mamwe tine makore akawanda tichitambura tichinetsana kuti ZANU-PF ngaichibva pakutonga. Saka ivo iko zvinenge zvavakuita sevanhu vakuenjoya mari dzamumwe dzavo. Saka isu tiri kutaura kuti ngavachiuya kuno tigare pasi, kana vari tichiri panyaya imwe chete toziva kuti tiri panyaya imwe chete, asi kana vasiri ipapo toziva kuti aiwa this building haisisiri yepolitics. Kana tichinzi pata haichisiko toziva kuti vakuti pata haichisiko nekuti vari kurwisana, kwete kuti ivo tibvume kuti varambe vachitatsurana. Iko zvinoita atarisana nemaelections, maby-elections atakatarisana nawo ndeyekuti tiri kutoziva kuti igive yatiri kupa kuZANU-PF. Why? Tiri kupa give nekuda kuti tiri kutoziva kuti tiana nemacandidates anenge achikondestana. Saka isu our time frame semayuth emuHarare tiri kuti tisu nechallenge yakakura, tisu nevanhu vakaitwa marecalls vakawanda. Saka ngavachiuya vanhu vataurirana tinoziva kuti tinoita way forward kuregedzwa nyaya yekuti tienda nemacandidates hope toita macandidates zvinhu zvedu zvakanaka zvatakuita yeah, so far,
sorry guys, the
organizing
Center for ICT 2014 structures, and with me here, I've commented on the center for events. And now I've Stanley Manyenga, who was the vice chairperson. Then to my right here is Comrade Pogo, who was the chairperson. So we saw on social media that Ugen wanted to have a press conference in which he addressed himself as the spokesperson, in line with what we are supposed to be having. Ugen will not be in the position to speak as the spokesperson of the party because that person was vacated in Obed. So we are allowing him to speak so that we understand where this thing is going from the leadership side. Unfortunately, he was arrogant and he drove away. That is in the past. But we also want to clarify certain issues as we go so that we understand what is on the ground, contrary to a lot of things that are happening, that are being said out there. So at this juncture, I'll give my chairperson to address you, and we will move forward.
Okay. Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I only have one point that I want to clarify. The issue of court application that was done by MDC part, asking for an order. In fact, they got an order, but it was not served to all the parties. Even myself, I haven't seen it, but I only responded because I saw it in the WhatsApp, and I knew law does not have an excuse. Sometimes you can be punished whilst you are not aware. So I had to make all the frantic efforts to appeal that order. But that's not our main mission. We were not expecting all that court procedure. There is no reason for going to court. These are internal issues that we are supposed to solve in this building together as a family. It's unfortunate that our leaders, some leaders, I don't think they are all of them, some of the leaders have decided to take the matter into their own hands. We are expecting to put National Executive yedu yasita yodaidzira National Council And the National Council, though inoitwa mamwe decisions akafanira kuti kusungisa youth assembly yeHarare. I don't think it's proper. Even to other leaders, I am appealing to them to find a better way of solving this issue. I will not want to stand in the courts with my leaders and to stand for the fairness. I cannot go to court for fairness. MDC is a justice party, is a part of principles. So we can't abandon our principles of justice, equality and fairness. And I cannot be seen asking for those things through the courts. Fairness is something that we expect to be exercised in MDC. It's our culture. So we don't expect the action. We were not expecting the action that was taken by our leaders. But we are not afraid, because we are standing for a good cause. With my executive, we are very clear that we will keep on with this struggle, and our aim is to make sure that we don't go to these by-elections that emanate from the recalls. We don't contest those by-elections with double candidates. We are expecting them to sit down and find a common solution. If we are to contest in those elections, we must contest as MDCT, as we are agreed that when we contest all the elections, we contest as MDCT, but our party is MDC Alliance. And they must find a way of solving whatever they created. As Youth Assembly, we've suffered enough. We want to proceed with this journey of the people of Zimbabwe. We must make sure that we make this country governable. I think.
Thank you very much, Commander. I think he has made it very clear on our agenda. And for avoidance of doubt, I think perhaps... Because some of us for avoidance, I was saying for avoidance of doubt, there are certain things that are doing rounds in the media, and certain narratives that are being set. Contrary to those narratives, as you can see, this is a cocktail of all the people that are concerned in this matter. So if the young people come together to try and have solutions with regards to the matter at hand, I think it's something that our leadership should heed. These are actually demands. We are not asking them. We are demanding that unity is proffered so that we have a very concern which is very clear. Time is not on our side. And as young people, we have taken a strong stance. Yeah. And we are not going back, we are not reverting back. We are prepared for anything that will come our way as young people. So at this juncture, I will give to Vice Chairman Steen so that he can conclude.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Umbre. I just want to add to Zimbabweans what we have decided as the youth. We are only demanding just a few things from our leadership, like what the Supreme asked them to do. We just want them to sit an executive with the right people, as the court said. We are just asking them to sit the National Council with the right people, as the court said. We are just asking them to allow time to find each other so that they come with a way forward where every Zimbabwean is expecting good things from MDC. That's what we are demanding. Imbwa aishinuri musumwe chete. Asikuni vakashinura tukuti, let's now focus on what the law has said so that we can move forward. That is only our demands. The threat is not the threat that is there is not for our leadership. But we realize that the threat that is there is our generation, the youth. Probably to the leadership, everything is now good for them. Their life is now what they wanted in life. But for us as the youth, we feel that we are threatened by the way they are doing things. We've got a court judgment that we need to follow, and that's what we are asking for them. Or even to talk to each other They find each other, then we come up with a good way forward for the people of Zimbabwe. That is our appeal.
Thank you, Commander. At this juncture, perhaps I would allow that we have questions from the panelists before we close our session. I'll start from this side.
Yes, my name is Blessed Mhlanga from Heart and Soul TV and Radio. I just have two questions. Number one, why did you choose this way to settle this cause that, or to settle the issues that you're saying have been left hanging? Or did you fail to use the party structures that are provided for by your party constitution without having to go this way? And my other question was, I want clarity, because your acting spokesperson Pugeni said you wanted to address a press conference, and I heard you allowing him to come in to address that press conference. I want to understand where the problem is really, that you have to go, the other side has to go to court when you are allowing them the use of the building, as we have seen that you are allowing them the use of the building. You allowed them to get in, but they refused to get in. So I want to understand what is the problem really.
Okay, I'm equally surprised as to why they've approached the courts. Was pakaita na bongozozo pamusha pamukuru nabamnini ini ndoti aiwaka muzukuru oti aiwaka ngati uyatitaurirani imimi wamatoti muzukuru anoda kudzingwa mumusha. Saka zvazvinoreva ndezvekuti you are enjoying any noise iripo. In short, to us youth assembly, it means there are some of the leaders who are benefiting with the leadership of this country. They are enjoying. I think they are okay with the situation in the country. There are some elements of infiltration in MDC, and I've said that in my statement on the day before yesterday, that we've noted an element of infiltration from both sides, both factions of ZANU-PF. We don't mention people, but we know, and you journalists, you know, that infiltration was there. And as youth assembly, there are times when we need to stand up and say, no, this is not according to our principles. We don't allow this. And we redirect them to the correct direction. Yeah, I think that's the first one. Then your second question, I think my deputy can respond.
Yeah, I think the second question was why have they resulted in not using the party structures? Like what I have said, that the party structures, we are now here. And we are saying, let's do the right thing. If it's a standing committee, we know who was there in 2014. We know the acting president, Dr. Thokozani Kupe. We know the organizer, Bebe. We know the chairperson committee. We know the Secretary General, Douglas Monzora. We know Obet Gutu. We know all those people. We are simply saying that it's high time we use the court as a moving tool forward, because the court of the law has said so. Let's forget our differences. So when you find people now refusing to use the structures, then it goes back to what the chairman is saying. We've got infiltration, because there should be no problem. Everyone knows who was who in 2014. And we are simply saying everyone is free to come at the office as long as you are in the structures in 2014. That's why you see that whoever has got a problem here is not here. If there is a disciplinary issue, they are not here. But if you were there in the structures, as the court said, that's what we are asking for. So it then goes back to answer your question that we've got a crisis if the leadership does not find each other in terms of what the court is saying. And us as young people, we just joined our heads to say, let's follow what the law has said.
Sister, you end up.
Yes. I just wanted to know about the record. But it was a matter of position of the way. Mambo taura kamboita kuti nevatunga kusanganisira vanga vari kuin 2014 nevanga vari kukaya muzinda uno before muto.
Okay.
If I can have that in show now.
All right. Ngati vapata infect inini I've been controlling security panapa for the past 5 months. So tingatoti kubva pachaita chisungo ichisire chidiki because kwandiri hapana chatakatora tisu ndofunga makaona ndichiendeswa kukoti chienzi watora muzinda ichiri MDC alliance issue but ndaingo issue yanga yekudei yekuti inini handina kugobva pano saka isusu mayuti andiri kutungamira inini vanga vakaita madecisions avo ndakavadaidza tikati no iwewe ngatiwanane saka kuwanana kwedu ndokwakonzesa tidai so saka ndingati hapana patingati takatora but kuti kubva musi watanga kuti vana veMDC vese vakubvumirwa kuaccessa building yavo kubva ipapo ndiri kutaurawo kune maleaders vasati vanzwisisa kuti tiri kurevei but nyaya yedu tiri kuitawo zvishoma nezvishoma. Ngati nhasi ndatraya kuda kutaura na-acting president but havana kudaira havo phone but I will keep on trying. I also talked to ndakataura futi na Honorable Bebe, our organizing secretary. Ivo vari kuti Honorable Bebe vakati kana muri mayuthi eMDCT akange aripo pakafasara hatina problem asi kana pane vanhu veMDC alliance varipo vachiri kuti musangano wavo eMDC alliance party ndo patinoita problem. Tikataura futi nyaya yekuti mumudhuri umu hatina kunge tataura nemileadership but takuda kuti muchiuya mutaurirane zvikanzi aiwa togotaurira nevanhu vatakaita se vari suspended here. Ndikati aiwa vari suspended hatisi kutonga maissues enyu muchatouya muchitongoonekwa nevanhu vane simba iroro. Isu simba redu ratinaro chete iwa ratatoita kutowana tashinga kuti no ngatishinge titaure nevakuru nekuti tikaramba takanyarara MDC iri kuparara of which tine vanhu vekuti mayuthi mamwe tatove nevana vakuru vatakazvarira mustruggle iyo yekuti Zimbabwe dai yasununguka. Saka dai tiri kukumbirawo kuti dai vangonzwisisawo sevakuru vedu. Vamwe vacho vari kuti ukafona havasi kudairawo foni but ndiri kuti ma-executive members handisati anyanya kutaura nevakawanda but tichikutaura nema-standing committee members vandofunga kuti ma-standing committee members vakagara pasi vakatanga kungoti ngatichifamba itese executive inogona kuteera. Saka it's a process tichasvika zvedu but tinongoona kuti chinhu changatotikanganisa ndizvo zvekuti tinenge takunzi takudiwa kumakotsi of which tinechiti pamwe yenyaya yemba medu yekuti titaurira nembani.
Right, fine. I'll take another session. I think we've posted the
just have 2 quick ones. Do you now recognize Madam Kupe as the party acting president? That's number 1. Number 2 is, why did it take so long for you to take this stance that you have taken 6 months later? Why has it taken so long?
Okay. Right, Madam Kupe is our acting president. In fact, the courts interpreted MDCT constitution. I have never been factional on that issue. As a chairperson for Harare, I think all these comrades I'm sitting with, they know. I've been telling them since the death of our icon, Dr. Changirai, that let's do the proper procedure. But you know, at times it takes time to understand each other. But now we've come to a point where the Supreme Court have ruled, and it's an order. We have to follow an order. I don't think we have any other way we can take except to follow an order and to follow the constitutional route so that our party can move on. Then the second question.
Why did it take so long?
Okay, that's where I said we didn't know. The problem, our constitution is very clear. It's very clear. The acting president can only act for 1 year. So after acting president did act for 1 year, others they felt he was supposed to call for extraordinary Congress. From there, when that did not happen, when the court rules, we had to wait for COVID-19 conditions and regulations to be relaxed so that we can also be on a position to mobilize for our idea. We took enough time to inform the Youth Assembly, those who are in the structures. We know there are some who are not in the structures, they might not know the internal issues. But those who are in the structures, they really know that why we have taken this chance right now.
Okay, I'll go to...
Thank you. My first question is, this so far we've gathered that it's a joint thing of the MDCT youth and the MDC Alliance youth that have come together to recognize the 2014 structures. However, as the executive members from both parties that have since split, what is the position of your top leaders? From, yes, MDC Sokozani Kupeled and MDC Advocate Nelson Chamisa led. And then my second question is, this is the Harare Youth Assembly of the 2014 structures. What about the other cities and towns in Zimbabwe? What is their position pertaining to this movement?
Okay, our issue is not a factional, an issue of Chokozani Kupe and the Chamisa issue. It's an MDCT issue. Our party is MDCT. Our party is MDCT. And the MDC Alliance is a name that we use for elections. We use that name and we have an agreement with 7 political parties that will use that agreement and will not contest each other with all the political parties in that agreement. So, if we talk of MDC Alliance without MDCT, it's not possible. We can't talk of MDC Alliance without MDCT. Our party is MDCT, and the leader was Morgan Changira. That's why we are going for Congress. That's why the court is ordered for an extraordinary Congress to choose the leader for this part who was leading from this building, Morgan Richard Changira building. And as you understand, you know, both the names, they wanted to appear on this building. But they wanted to be called different political parties. But as Youth Assembly, we know the truth. This is not time for politicking. We have to tell the truth. This is the truth.
I think I'll take one last I see my sister is on here.
Yes, my question is, as MDCT, you made recalls in Parliament and in Council, and we are going to go for by-elections that are going to cost the nation a lot of $1 million. Was that necessary, and was that done on procedure? Now that you are saying you want the National Executive of 2014, the National Council of 2014 to sit and make the decisions, the ones that have been made so far, are they even legal? And if they are not legal, what recourse is there now for the recalled MPs and councillors?
You know, That is not I am not in a position to answer such a big question. No, it's the bone of argument. So I think that is the reason why we are saying come here and sit down, so that you don't continue with requests. You don't continue with this issue of costing the country so much money. That's why we're saying let's sit down as MDC, we're a party that respects the people's rights. So we have to save the money for other good use. So we
think we have spent so much time here, we need to cut it out. I think it will exhaust. Thank you very much for coming, comrades. I think our position is clear. We remain very clear as young people. Joshua Ngom once said, this country will not die. The young people will serve it. And today, I want to state it categorically here and now. This party will not die. We, the young people, will serve it. Thank you very much.